Hey everybody, welcome to episode 28 of Run the Twist. It's February 24th. We are deep into the knitting Olympics. And I've learned I do not like to be a monogamous knitter. It is driving me insane. So why don't we jump right into what's been driving me insane? That would be the Ishbel, which I know just looks like a pile of lovely, shiny purple yarn. And that's what it's going to look like until I get it blocked, which will hopefully be Friday. I'm hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful. I know I'll have it done. Whether it will be blocked and dried is a whole nother matter. But this is the large size Ishbel. I'm knitting it out of the Handmaiden Sea Silk, the 150 gram put up in amethyst. And for those of you that don't know, Handmaiden's Sea Silk is 70% silk and 30% sea silk. And it's amazing to me that as rough as my hands are from nursing and all the hand washing that I do, I mean, I can lotion up like crazy, but it's still, all the teeny tiny little snags that normally when I handle silk, whether it's spinning or even silk yarn, my hands tend to catch it. Like if I was petting it like this, I'd feel every single snag. But for as much silk as is in here, it really hasn't been catching for me. So that's been a nice little pleasant surprise. Like I said, I'm doing the large size. I'm into the lace. I'm actually on the chart D, which is the last big chart. It's like an 8-row chart for the final edging, and then chart E is just like one row across the bottom, and then the bind off. So I think I can at least get through charts D and E tonight. Fingers crossed. We'll see. I actually had a little bit of a setback last night at work. I was, or actually the last few nights, I've had setbacks like every single night I've knit on this thing. First it was ripping back the stockinette part. And then I'd stop and count on the lace section anytime that there was anytime a stitch count was given at the end of a chart. And I'd be off by 1 or 2. So I'd have to rip back the whole purl row and start over with counting and going through, and yeah, I had another one of those last night. I knit a row and I was off by one. You wouldn't think it would make that big of a difference, but it does. So I had to rip back the whole pattern row I just knit, plus rip back the purl row. It turned out on the previous pattern row, the final pattern row of chart C, that I had popped in an extra yarn over. So luckily I was able to find it. Since it's a yarn over, when I got to it on the purl row, I just dropped that yarn over off the needles, and it will all work out in the blocking. It's fine. I can't even tell where I did it anymore, I'll be honest, but it's coming out. It's coming along. I'm so sick of this thing. It's only been, like 10 days, 12 days, something like that. I hate being a monogamous knitter. It's driving me nutty. I want nothing more than to get back to my sweater. I want to get back. I even want to finish Mom's socks. As nuts as those made me around Christmas time and since, I want to get back to them. I want to finish those. But I did cheat a little bit on my Ishbel. This is not the second work sock. I forgot to bring that up from downstairs. But this is still my first pink work sock in the trekking that I told you guys about last week. I did about 12 rows while I was watching TV. On one of my nights off. I couldn't take Ishbel anymore. I had just done a rip back. It was ticking me off. So I pulled out the pink work socks, and oh my gosh, just to do 1 by 1 rib and a few rounds of stockinette, it just calmed me right down. I was fine. Everything was good. It was so nice to work back with wool again. But I'm excited to get back to my Aztec Mazes sweater, pull out the spinning wheel and spin some more on that Crown Mountain Farms. Actually, I have that here. That's my first stuff, that Atlantis colorway out of the Crown Mountain Farms. Yeah, just anything besides the Ishbel, just because I've been so focused on it. I mean, it's a fabulous pattern. If you don't have the pattern, it's a very quick knit. You can get the small size out of a skein of sock yarn. So if you have a really nice skein, like one that has some cashmere, I think, some of the Sanguine Griffin Bugga would look fabulous and be so soft around your neck wearing it. Oh, no more ideas. Oh my gosh. And yeah, I actually have an FO of the week since I had so little to talk about what's on the needles. I'm not spinning. I'm not knitting anything besides the Ishbel. So I went digging through my closet and I present you with my second chevron scarf that I ever did. This is actually, this is actually out of Cider Moon, or it's yarn from Cider Moon, which it unfortunately is no longer in business. So the yarn's not available anymore. I'm sorry because this is gorgeous. Okay, so the chevron scarf is by Joelle Hoverson, and the pattern is out of the book Last Minute Knitted Gifts. And the pattern's fabulous. It's addictive. Once you start knitting, you can't stop because you're constantly wanting to see how the colors change because you're having two different colors. The pattern itself calls for 2 skeins of 2 different colors of Koigu, so 4 skeins still of Koigu. Trust me, if you use all that, like you probably saw with my Koigu scarf when I showed you, I can't even tell you what episode it was. I'll try to put it in the show notes. That thing was huge. It's so long. So long. The pattern in the book actually shows the model wearing it as a headband crisscrossed around her neck, and then, yeah, it's insane. She has it like around her head as a headband, around her neck as a scarf, and hanging down. You can't see the bottom in the picture, if I remember right. This is a little bit more manageable length. The Cider Moon Glacier, which is a DK weight. I thought it was more like a sport, but Ravelry calls it a DK. And the 2 colors I picked, I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see, are, you're going to laugh, it's Johnny Cash and June Carter. So the black gray here on the end, obviously, Johnny Cash, the man in black. And then all the pink, the yellow, the green, the orangey color, that would be June Carter. And I actually saw, Not Scarlet on Ravelry. I saw hers knit out of this and I couldn't resist and I became a copycat. So I made mine. It's nice and long. The one thing I don't like about the chevron scarf pattern, even though I blocked it, after you wear it a while, it does, that's what it looks like. It folds in on itself because, hello, it's stockinette. It just kind of crunches in on thirds, which is fine when you want to wear it around your neck, whatever. It doesn't have to lay out pretty, but if you're wearing it under a coat or something, it really doesn't matter. But if you want to wear it out like this, it's kind of like every time you're sitting there holding it out flat. And now, granted, it's been a year and a half. I can't even tell you when I knit this, since I blocked this. But I wish it would lay flatter because it's a good width scarf, actually. Excuse me while I reach around the camera, grab my thing here, my ruler. It's about 6 inches. 6 inches wide when it lays flat. So it's a good width. And then when it folds over, it's more like, not quite 3. Yeah, whatever. It works. I love it. I have a gray, not a pea coat, longer, like more like a swing car coat type length that is wool. And I wear this with it. And I get so many comments on it. I love it. But yeah, short little show this week because of the project Monogamy. I know I'm boring this week. I'm sorry. But hopefully Olympics will be over. Next week I will have more to show you. I will be all fired up and ready to go, and I will hopefully be wearing a finished Ishbel to show you guys. And until then, keep knitting. Make sure you take breaks. Cheer for whoever you want to cheer for in the Olympics, and I will see you guys next week. Happy knitting.